Hey guys, this is Chubs, and I just wanted to show you all the brand new Battlefield 4 open beta. This started October 4th, and I believe it runs until October 15th. But this beta includes one map, which is the one you're seeing here, of course, Siege of Shanghai. This is an urban map. Pretty much you're just in this city. Very tall skyscrapers, and you can see there's a water portion here in the middle, and it kind of runs along the bottom. And the map has this kind of horseshoe shape, kind of reminiscent of Wake Island, except uh, there's not an ocean all the way around the map like Wake Island. But this is the Conquest 64 player version of this map. I'm on the US faction currently, and this beta features US versus China on this map. The full version of the game will also have the Russia faction, and from what I understand, servers can be set up so that it's any faction against any faction, so it can kind of be customized. The downside of this beta is that although commander mode is back in the game, right now you can't have commanders. In fact, the only people who apparently can be commanders are developers from DICE, but I've not been in any servers where they have commanded, so I've not actually seen it in action. But this is the brand new spawn screen. This is definitely a big improvement over Battlefield 3, I think. You can select your points you want to spawn on by clicking them instead of having to choose them from a list. And when you click your points, here in the lower left you'll have like a live camera feed showing you what's going on there. Like here at the residential area, there's nothing happening, it appears. Here at the skyscraper, I can see guys running around. Looks like it's blinking, which indicates it's being contested, so there's definitely a battle there. Looks like we don't own any other points from what I can tell. However, you can spawn on your squad mates, just like in past Battlefield titles. You can either click them on the map or you can click their names. And one of the coolest features is each squad mate, when you click on them, you'll get a first-person camera view of what they see. That way you know what you're going to get into before you spawn on them. So this guy's in a gunfight here. He just prevailed. So I'm going to spawn on him since he won that gun battle and help him out here. So this will kind of give you an idea of the verticality this map has. You can get on a bunch of different rooftops across the whole map. It looks like the tower's about to fall here. But you can get up way up top there on the tower too. And this is Levolution in action, folks. I didn't expect to capture that. Basically, once the tower falls, the point was up on top of the tower, and now the point is going to be down here in the rubble. So that kind of changes up the whole level. It becomes a level that's much more wide open down here in the center. So we're more or less just kind of camping out up here on this rooftop. I'm taking shots from somebody. I'm playing as the assault class, which is pretty much the medic. I can throw down med kits. You can also unlock the defibrillators, which can revive your teammates, but looks like I got ambushed. Some guys came out of the elevator above me or behind me. But you can unlock, like I said, the defibrillator to revive teammates with that class. You also have the engineer class, which is just the typical battlefield engineer. You get missile launchers, and you also get the repair tool that you can repair vehicles with. You have the support class, which is the guy that has the LMGs and that can toss out ammo packs. And ammo seems to be pretty scarce in this game, so that's a useful class to have in your squad. And finally, you have the recon class, which is pretty much just your typical sniper class. He gets sniper rifles. He also gets C4, and he has this laser designator here thing, which I will go to here on the squad customization screen. This laser designator seems to be really useful. It's used quite a bit. If you have it, you can lock onto an enemy vehicle, and once you've laser designated it, I should say, anybody on your team with a rocket launcher, no matter what it is, even if it's an RPG, they can lock onto that vehicle and pretty much fire seeking missiles. So that can be both great for you and really annoying if you're on the receiving end of it and you constantly get locked onto. But those are the four classes. You can see the weapon customization, of course, is fully intact. There's really nothing different about it. You can customize many different things, the optics, accessories, barrels, so forth. You can do the same thing for your secondary weapons, aka your pistols. You have different gadgets. grenades, just pretty much just the standard Battlefield stuff. There's really nothing great about this that I've seen. You can customize vehicles as well, just like you could in Battlefield 3. And here's the attack boats. These are exclusive to Battlefield 4. These actually seem to be pretty tough, and they have quite a bit of firepower as well. They could seat multiple people. This is one of the cool new things about this game. Notice on the back here, when I spin it around, you can see they have jet skis on the back, so if it starts taking hits, you can get away on a jet ski, or if you just are on the boat and want to get off quickly and let whoever's driving it continue, you can just deploy that jet ski and just kind of go away. Anyways, let's take a look at this map and kind of get an overview of things. Looks like we have the lead right now based on the tickets. We have several control points actually. My squad looks like they're primarily centered here around E, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn on my squad mates and try and be a squad player. Looks like these guys are mostly medics, so I'm going to go support. I didn't mean to click that. I'm going to go support, that way if they run out of ammo I can help them out. Now notice this area here looks pretty ugly looking. It looks like a flat gray texture. I want to emphasize to you guys I'm playing on the lowest possible settings, because right now the beta is not a great performer. A lot of people have been having performance problems with it. It runs fine for me with everything on low like this, but if I try and crank the settings up, it's not pretty. It doesn't run great. So I prefer to have it all on low for now until they optimize it a little bit more. So it looks like my squad is assaulting this D point. They have a tank here. I'm going to use my multi-grenade launcher to try and hit it. I think he just saw me. And how that guy killed me, I have no idea. I shot him several times. That was pretty ridiculous. The LMGs actually seem to suck. The default LMG seems to suck. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. The assault rifle is really where it's at in this game. I've seen people actually complaining in the forum that the assault rifles do too much damage. And the engineer, he gets these shorter range weapons. I'm not sure what, I think they're called PDWs, personal defense weapons, and I just saved my teammate from being knifed there. But he gets shorter range weapons, which they're pretty good at CQB, but they're definitely not great at long range. The assault rifle is really the best all-around weapon. Now we're taking an elevator up here to this rooftop. These are bad about being camped, so I'm probably going to die as soon as I step out here. Well, I got lucky. My teammates have control of the roofs, it appears, so I didn't die. And we are still trying to capture this point. I'm going to drop down here and watch this lower level. So notice I hit that guy numerous times, still didn't kill him. These are really quite weak. I'm being sniped at and everything. I killed that guy with a frag grenade. I got lucky there. I was about to whip out my grenade launcher on him. This is one of the coolest things though that the support guy gets. It's a multi grenade launcher. It's called air burster grenades. I think they're meant to be bursted behind cover. That way if somebody's hiding behind a large barricade or something, you can detonate it and hit them even behind cover. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I've not learned the mechanics of it. But it launches multiple grenades at once, not at once, but in rapid succession. So it's great for kind of spamming up an area with grenades and killing a bunch of enemies at once. Looks like my squad is still centered around this area, but this appears to be a death trap. You can see they have tanks rolling up. There's a bunch of guys around it. I don't think this is going to go over too well. My squad members, one of them at least, has switched over to the support class, so I'm going to go assault and get this assault rifle, which I think is just a lot better than the LMGs. But looks like an enemy squad came up top via the elevator and killed us. I probably shouldn't have spawned on my squad. Like I said, that place is really a death trap now. The D point there, the rooftop, is one of the most annoying places in this entire map. Seems like people get up on that roof and just camp the entire game, and it can be really tough to get up to them because that elevator is the only way up, and more often than not people will be camping that place like crazy. and it's just really hard to do anything. So let's spawn in this helicopter here with my squad and see what's going on. Looks like they crashed it for some reason, but we're repairing it. I don't know what exactly caused him to crash. I don't even know where exactly this guy's going, but I guess we'll find out. But again, yeah, these visuals are quite ugly here. I just want to stress, guys, this is on the lowest possible settings. So when you crank everything up, it doesn't look near this bad. I just want to stress that as much as I can. So we're being locked onto by one of those laser designators I told you guys about. I don't know where exactly the lock is coming from. I've not actually used these chain guns a whole lot, so I'm not sure how powerful they are. We just did a crazy drop on that guy. I was actually surprised I wasn't awarded the kill for it. This helicopter's done for. Looks like it's, well, I thought it was going to tilt over and explode, but we've had two lucky instances with this helicopter where we really shouldn't have survived, but we're back up in the air again. Looks like I hear us being locked onto. I'm not entirely sure that whoever's in this helicopter doesn't know how to fly, so I'm going to hop out and I'm going to parachute down, see if I can do an assault on E here, and hopefully I won't get shot out of the air. See if we can help cap this point. So that was almost a perfect parachute there. Landed right on top where I wanted to be. This point is right down from where the enemy spawns at. Remember, I'm on the US side, they're on China. Right here where I'm looking at, I think, is where the Chinese spawn is, the main spawn. So this is a dangerous area. The capture stopped there for a second, which indicated that an enemy had moved in. So I think they have some people moving in trying to stop this cap. But we got it. Looks like we have a tank down here now too, so we have some reinforcements that are helping us out. So if you look in the lower left, looks like we have a big advantage tickets-wise. They also brought back the full map here. I don't know if I had mentioned that or not, but you can pull up the map just like you could in Battlefield 2 and see the whole thing to kind of get a big bird's eye view of the whole map, see what the situation is. In Bad Company 2, or Battlefield 3 I meant to say, all that you could do is just enlarge the mini-map, which really didn't help a whole lot. I'm glad they brought back the full map view. I think that's great. I'm going to try and swim over here and take this C point back. You can see the enemies are over here trying to cap it. And while I'm in the water, I want to show you guys something cool. You can actually dive under the water like this, and you can stay under to kind of dodge enemy fire for a little while. Your health starts to go down if you stay under too long, but you can do that to stay hidden, to avoid fire if you're being shot at. You can also even pull out your pistol while you're in the water and kind of fight back if you get shot at. So that they've kind of improved the infantry water combat a bit. You're not as vulnerable as you were before, and I think that's awesome. I think being able to dive under the surface and pull out your pistol and shoot back, I think that's really cool. There's some enemy all the way across here. I don't know what that guy was. Oh gosh, I have an entire squad on top of me there, and I didn't know it. Man, if I would have had my RPG out, my RPG, I could have probably shot it in the middle of that group of guys and hurt a bunch of them. I'm going to spawn on my squad mate here and see if we can help take this back. Looks like we've got it under control now. I came in at the, looks like I just came up at the wrong time. We had reinforcements that came in right after I died, and they kind of sweeped it out. This is seems like Siege of Shanghai is a pretty good map. It's got kind of a nice variety of infantry and vehicle warfare. Definitely more geared towards infantry. The vehicles don't have much room to navigate in these tight city streets, but it seems like it's the way it's laid out. There aren't any death trap funnels like there were in a bunch of Battlefield 3's maps. Like, you're not forced to take one specific path and get bogged down in this just this meat grinder that was really annoying. Operation Metro is the most infamous example of that, and Damavon Peak or Damavan Peak, however you pronounce it, that map was really bad for that. But we won big there, 447 to nothing. That game wasn't even close. Sometimes you'll get in matches like this where it's really lopsided. I prefer the matches where it's even. Winning can be fun, but it's not always fun if you don't have a challenge. That time we really didn't have much of a challenge going for us. So I'm just going to stay a little bit longer and record this next match. You can see some of the ribbons I earned. I don't think I did too well that game. I went 4-5. That's definitely not too great. I found though that I've had a lot of success in tanks. I think in one game I went something like 32-5 just by using tanks, and I was the MVP of the whole server. Tanks can be really effective here in this game if you know how to approach each area of the map and when to retreat, things like that. I have noticed that the vehicles in this game don't seem to be able to take a whole lot of RPG hits. I think I found out that if you shoot a tank in the back with an RPG, or if you're in a tank and get shot in the back with an RPG, your tank is disabled, and you can still look around and shoot, but you can't move, which pretty much makes you a sitting duck. So you can either sit there and try and shoot the guy who disabled you, or you can get out and try and attack him, because if you get out and try and repair while you're sitting there, he's just going to kill you while you're repairing. So the vehicles, although they're powerful, I found that they're very, very vulnerable, and the verticality of this game too really makes them vulnerable in this map, because you can be driving down the streets and a guy that's way up on a rooftop above you that you can't even raise your turret high enough to see can just parachute down, land right next to you, put C4 on you, and detonate it and kill you, or just launch an RPG at you, disable you. So you have to be really careful, because people will get up on top of these skyscrapers and really cause problems. But I've spawned in, and this is actually a bug here that I've seen. These icons that are flying around everywhere, this is what this Kratos guy is seeing on his HUD. I found that out because, like, if I click A and spawn on it, or try to spawn on it, notice that that's not there anymore. So this is a bug they're going to have to sort out. This is the beta, so that's to be expected. I'm gonna hop in this tank, which is at our spawn, and see if I can help out. I was talking about how I had success in tanks earlier, so might as well try and demonstrate it here. Now, it's always great if you can have a gunner in your tank. I didn't stay to get a gunner because I wanted to get out and help cap this E point really quick. But the gunner is great to have for many obvious reasons. It's great to have a guy who can protect you if you hop out and repair. It's great to have a guy who can focus on taking down the infantry while you're attacking armor, for example. And this guy actually just hopped in, so I have a gunner now. But a gunner is always something you want to have in these tanks, just to give you that little extra dose of firepower and protection. So let's see if we can cause some trouble here for the enemies. I thought I saw a tank shell fly past me. I don't know if I was just seeing debris or what. But this point here is under control by the enemies, so I've got to be careful. Remember what I said about them coming down from the rooftops and getting you. This is a place where that can really happen. So this tank has your typical tank shells and a coaxial machine gun. You can switch in between them. Something that's really unique about this game's vehicles that I've not seen done in any other Battlefield title is the ammunition is very limited. Notice in the lower right corner, I have about 5 shells that I can shoot. Each time you fire off a shell, a new one is kind of regenerated, but it's at a very slow pace. So if you fire off all of your shells in quick succession, you're just going to be out of ammo, kind of sitting there waiting for your shells to regenerate, which will leave you pretty much helpless, and all you can do is just switch to your coaxial machine gun, try and take on targets that way. But of course the coaxial machine gun's not going to do any good if you're up against armor. So that's kind of unique. You have to really be careful about how you use your tank shells. You can't just spam them everywhere, because if you do, you're going to run out of ammo. Looks like we have a tank battle going on up here. I'm going to try and assist this guy. Direct hit. Looks like we've won this battle. There we go. I landed the kill shot. So this game has some pretty cool armor combat. The tanks feel fairly well. You can speed them up or you can slow them down by using shift and control respectively. Looks like here's an APC. We blew it up too. We're just kind of dominating the armor here early on. And I just got C4'd. Remember what I said about the guys coming down from the rooftops? I think that might have been what happened there. I might have just got ambushed by a guy who came down from the rooftop, but yeah, that didn't go so well for me. So I'm going to take this APC here, way back at our spawn. I hate to spawn back this far, but these APCs in this game are amphibious, which is really cool because you can, on this map specifically, you can it really opens it up for you. You can go to where tanks can't, which gives you an edge in how you maneuver and position yourself in combat, things like that. So I can come up on land and get behind tanks, for example, by using some of these entrances over here, and they won't even see me coming sometimes. Looks like the tower hasn't fell just yet. I think our tank over here is trying to shoot the supports out, though. You can see the tank shells going in. Looks like they're trying to knock out the supports and take it down. Hopefully it won't fall on top of me here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cross this water and come up on the other side of this map instead of taking those bridges that I took earlier. I think I'm being hit by a helicopter, though. He's probably going to turn around and nail me here. You guys are probably going to see me get destroyed. Yeah, I'm taking hits from a helicopter. I need to get out of this area. This is a dangerous place to be. And now that I'm in between these buildings, I should be all right. Currently, helicopters are the only air vehicle in this map. This map does not have jets, so all you have is basically just an attack helicopter, and you have a transport helicopter with miniguns. Those are the only forms of air that you have. Here comes a tank. 2 tanks. APCs are not the ideal weapon against tanks, but you can damage them. Notice that I got experience just for hitting him. And I've got to be careful with how I position myself here. I've not been sticking with my squad either like I really should be. So I could be doing a lot better about being a squad player. I really could get my squad members in this vehicle and be even more effective than if I was just alone. Looks like I'm about to flank this tank. Or this APC, actually. This is not a tank, this is an APC. There is a tank across the road, though, which I'm about to engage here in a second. And hopefully I won't get C4'd here while I'm distracted by this guy. So I got that kill. Notice in the lower right, my ammo's low. This is what I'm talking about. You can kind of see it slowly regenerating. That white bar that's filling up is the ammo regeneration. I don't have too many shots. You have to be very careful about how you use your ammo. You don't want to use too much. I think I did use too much earlier. Or else you're going to be out of ammo and you're going to be hurting if someone runs up on you in a tank or something like that. Oh gosh, I'm about to get C4'd again. Some recon parachuted down right beside me there. But really, I feel like I've covered just about everything, guys. This is Battlefield 4. This is again, I think this is a pretty cool map. You have a nice mixture of vehicle and infantry combat, and I'm doing better this round now that I got in a vehicle. Vehicles tend to be easier for obvious reasons. I mean, you're in a armored, big armored vehicle that has a lot of firepower, but they can also be very vulnerable again. And I'm about to get destroyed here, so I'm going to have to hop out and fight these guys on foot here in just a second. I'm going to be hopping out any minute. I'm just going on an absolute rampage here. I'm surprised I've not been destroyed yet. I really expect it to be blown up by now. I think there's a guy hiding behind this wall. Let's see if I'm right. I see him on the map. I don't know where exactly he is. They could be way up on the rooftop. Sometimes it's... Whoa, here goes a guy. The game is not... I'm out of ammo now. I'm running into the ammo problem I had mentioned earlier. But that's something that I kind of have a beef with right now, is the radar doesn't indicate whether guys are above or below you or on the same level as you. And since this map has a lot of verticality, that can be a problem sometimes, not knowing where exactly the guys are. But I guess at the same time, that kind of gives guys a fair advantage. You know, if you always knew exactly where somebody was, that wouldn't be fair to the guys that were up on the high ground, I don't think. So I guess it's fair overall. Lennox is in here with me. Hi, Lennox. But this really concludes the video. I think I've showed you guys just about everything. Squad leaders, one last thing I want to cover is squad leaders can actually give commands using the commo rows. They can point at an objective and tell their teammates to attack or defend the objective, and there goes an enemy vehicle. I'm going to capture this point though. But they can tell their squad mates to attack or defend an objective, and then once they give you that order, on your mini-map you have a green line that points to it. But notice there's no green line on my mini-map right now. My squad leader, which is Kratos, has not issued us a command. So right now we're just kind of all doing our own thing. The squad's kind of just disorganized right now. But I believe I'm finally going to conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching this, and I definitely recommend downloading this beta and giving it a shot. You don't have to register for it or anything like that. You just go to Origin and you should be able to just download and start playing right away. So this is Chubs signing out.